My name's Sterling Carl Tucker. I'm the godly, glorious, gorgeous, freezing guru. It's on a mission to make EGOT Technologies Corporation, starting with collision prevention systems, which will save 1.35 million human lives per year for the rest of eternity. So every century, that's 135 million human lives. There's never been any sort of war to anything that could ever equal even a slight percentage of the number of lives saved there, equally as much if cardiovascular disease is prevented, which the Japanese know this. Like, our science is controlled by corporate, But anyway, red meat is a known carcinogen and cardiovascular, Alzheimer's contributing nightmare. And I'm so grateful for Robert Kennedy to be able to fix that, because how insane is it? Really think about this analytically. How stupid is it for a group that's in a competitive market, right? There's all these different countries, right? And in our country, what do we choose to do? Ban performance enhancers. And not just ban performance enhancers, but if somebody has a performance enhancer, they get put into a facility where you can go ask anybody this, be like, hey, did you know people get beaten to death and raped in prisons every day? You won't find a single person that says no. Everybody knows that their system's designed to rape and beat people to death, and they just act like, oh, well, we didn't tell them, we just knew that it would happen. It's kind of like putting a little baby on some train tracks and being like, well, we didn't, it's not our fault, we just said the bit. Anyway, that's how crazy people are, thinking they have a right to violate our constitutional right to happiness, pursue happiness. Okay, in case people would like to need some contrast, like, we'll gladly give contrast, being as history has it. Okay, it blows my mind that there's 400 million years of things being ripped into pieces alive on this planet. That is an archaeological fact. Don't think I'm psycho. I'm just stating a fact that is a literal fact. Look at the design of the raptor, look at the design of the tiger, look at the design of the serpent, look at the design of, you name it. It's all designed for violent self-protection. And I'm like, why is anybody having to protect themselves? Who's dumb enough to think that they're going to attack a human species? Because the whole species would respond to it without anybody knowing. Like, we're a religious group. There's 4.5 million of us Christians. There's 1.9 billion Islamic members, and they all congregate and meet every day. And so, like, as easy as, hey, tomorrow we're going to save the world, and then, boom, the world's fixed in a day. Oh, in fact, they've got a name for it. I know this will occur. It wouldn't surprise me if it occurs. I never say, I base everything off computational analysis, not biblical significance. But anyway, they say that there will be this event where a massive number of people just disappear. They call it the rapture. And so they went to go meet their maker. And my guess is that the CIA, Illuminati, those long-lasting groups, those groups precede. The Illuminati built the LDS Church. It's directly from the Central Intelligence Agency. And I've said this multiple times, download it, cia.gov, not like anybody has the mental capacity to understand anything, so all you should do is just share information and suggest to people, at least once a day, that we should have an automated road system using collision prevention system, summarized on egod.tech. That prototype could be built so fast, and it is so cheap to build that prototype, so freaking goddamn cheap. As far as the components are, anyway, it's really difficult to have something of such a massive magnitude completely held back, and 4,000 homes per day. Their son or daughter, or father, or mother, or husband, or wife don't come home from work that day because they were killed, because you don't give a shit, or maybe you do give a shit and you repost it. Good job. Because we're in a closed system, an autonomous closed system. It's a giant computer. It's recording everything. Like, even the brain records things. We know this. So, like, the programmer, the system of the DNA life is definitely recording things, if just something as simple as a human is. And we unquestionably are. Anyway, so nobody's going to get away with anything. Like, the more they try, the more it will amplify. It's like compounded interest. Okay, don't delay. And compounding is so much more intense than people understand. Anyway, and it baffles me, like, cause here our country is absolutely bankrupt, broke. Oh, I've heard that the President Trump group is complaining about Elon. Well, that what that means. Elon's gonna base his headquarters either international or in China, and every bit of intelligence, every bit of financial intelligence is going to go to land of liberty, a land of life, where there's safety for family and children. Like, my family was destroyed by being assaulted multiple times. I mean, I'm grateful for it now too, because it's strictly family is strictly something that you have the potential of losing, which is like the worst thing that could ever occur if done incorrectly. And anyway, yeah, I don't know. It's frustrating that we live in a society that's so scientifically, morally, and logically retarded. Okay, using science and logic, you can determine what causes what's going to cause a war, what's going to cause somebody to go become a radical and become a kamikaze, right? Like killing their wife and kids or something like that. Like that's what happens. And so nobody should do it. It needs to be completely, like, who would ever want to write that story in somebody else? Like, everybody's got their own book. Someone comes along and writes in like that their wife's murder. I mean, that's basically what is occurring. His life is a story that we are creating as we go, and who wants it to be war and slaughter and murder of women and children, which are intrinsically, inevitably, unquestionably, unavoidably linked to war. So yeah, the only thing won in war is loss. Even the so-called victor loses his time, his soldiers, his everything. That's it. There's no economic contribution. That is why there's this known retardation of bankruptcy potential and inflation. That's because a massive sector of the economy is going towards making nothing. In fact, it's worse than nothing. Nothing's not dangerous. They're making stuff that destroys our stuff of value. It's the same planet, like global economy. You blow up one part of it, you're damaging the system. It's one system. There's one planet. Like, people, count. Anyway, I gotta wonder what's going on with her. The one global leader that's so commendable is that guy from Ireland. tell you what, if I move somewhere, I'm going to move to Denmark or Ireland. I'm from my great-great-grandpas on my mom's side. They're both named Adolf, and they migrated over here as a polygamist from Denmark. And then after a while, they outlawed polygamy. Yeah, I've seen photos of some of my ancestors. Not the Adolf. It was totally. They got to do all the polygamy they wanted. But anyway, like the next generation, it ended up getting outlawed. The government's like, hey, we're gonna, you stop practicing polygamy, or we're gonna send in the military. So anyway, they quit practicing polygamy, at least openly. Well, they became the RLDS church, and anyway, and I don't need to go into all that. People should read the Book of Mormon. It's got or listen to it on audio tape. It's just slaughter pretty much from beginning to end. But it's the record of two people, Nephites and Lamanites, or Inca and Maya, and the way that they fought each other constantly, and then ended up in a big battle where all white people were slaughtered. And it says in the end of the Book of Mormon that in the last days that the white people would be over here again, and if they don't repent, the seed of Jacob, which is the native blood, the ones that don't wear clothes and like to, oh boy, savage people like to say that's so sad. Anyway, the Book of Mormon says that bloodline will be scattered amongst them and rip, R-I-P, like rip them into pieces like lions. Look it up. It's in the Book of Mormon. I'm just, quoting religion. It's what our country's all about. Our country was founded by, everybody knows very openly it was founded by Masonic individuals, but they were, in addition to, so like part of being a Mason is that you have a religion, right? So the ones that built, the Masons that built this land, their religion was the Illuminati, which is the worship of justice. Someone show me one part in the in the Bible or any scripture showing me any infinitesimally small trace of evidence that Satan is evil. And Lucifer and Satan are the same person, or that Lucifer's evil. Show me a speck of anything. Okay? The only way someone could argue that is if they argue that the police are evil for stopping rapists and murderers. That's just so unthinkable. That's all that Satan does. He just, tempts people, finds out who's who, and then leads them to slaughter. Because he's evolving our existence, And so what that means is, like, the smart are getting smarter, and then the dumb are being put into neutralized life forms. Humans are one of the best to be neutralized in. We're slower than any other animal on the planet. Like, if we try to outrun a dog, we're dead. We were designed to have no protection, unless you are the rarest genius. And I don't know how other people don't. And I don't mean that egotistically, but it's how when a fight you rip its eyes out. You just take its eyes out with your fingers. Anything, a bear, a cougar, anything. Take it down like that with my bare hands. My human hands. But anyway, I went over my 13 minutes and 33 seconds. This is a new phone I got here. I kind of like it. And, oh yeah, you like my beanie? It's all my matching. I'll post pictures of my collection of my American swag. I'm going to start a business doing it called like swagflag.com or something. Anyway, spread the gospel. You guys like to touch now.